Okay, we're off. Sorry.
That was fast.
Yeah. I'll just submit briefs or else.
You okay?
All right.
You wish you did that.
Sorry for that. Okay, so we're on the record. Here we go. This is a contested case hearing in docket number 2016-0286. Tom Curran versus Chief Police Department, Town of Stratford, Police Department, Town of Stratford, and the Town of Stratford. My name is Felicia Harmon, and I will note for the record that today is August 18th, 2016. Thank you. And that we're starting this hearing at 11:13. And I will ask the parties who are seated at the table to please identify themselves for the record. I'll start with the complainant.
Thomas Curran.
Complainant's attorney is Rachel Baird.
There.
For the respondent, Town of Stratford and Town of Stratford Police Department, Brian LeClaire, Bertram Moses, and Devlin. And with me today is Lieutenant Tom Wrigley of the Town of Stratford Police Department.
Okay, so some familiar faces, but for the record. Based on what transpires here today, I'm going to prepare a hearing officer's report. That hearing officer's report is going to contain my suggested findings of fact and conclusions of law, along with a date and a time when the full commission will consider that written report. The full commission can accept my report, they can reject my report, they can modify my report in any way they see fit at the time they deliberate upon that written report. You are going to be invited to come to that full commission meeting. And you have to keep in mind that you don't have to come, but the commission is the final decision maker, so I'm making a recommendation to my commission. We follow the Uniform Administrative Procedure Act, which simply put means that I'm going to ask the complainant to go first, present relevant testimony, can present relevant documents. Any testimony will be subject to cross, can call a witness in support of the, complainant can call a witness in support of his case. Any witness that's called, that testimony will be subject to cross as well. At the conclusion of the complainant's case, we're going to pass the case to the respondents who can in turn present testimony, which will be subject to the complainant's attorney's cross, and the respondents can also present relevant documents. And we're going to follow that procedure until all of the evidence gets into the record today, which is really the most important part of what I'm saying. Today's the day for evidence. No new evidence can come in front of the full Freedom of Information Commission. Okay, so with that said, sometimes as a time-saving measure, I ask counsel for the parties if I can turn off the tape, see if we can mark exhibits by agreement. If I turn off the tape and we try to mark exhibits by agreement, I would ask the offering party to pass the document to the opposing counsel. If there's no objection to the offered document, I will take it, I will mark it, it will have full evidentiary value. If there's an objection, I would ask the party who's offering the exhibit to take it back, offer it on the record. I'll take up the objection on the record and I'll rule on the record. But to the extent that there isn't an objection, I'd like to see what we can get done off the record. Any objection to that procedure, giving it a try?
No objection.
All right, so let's go off the record at 11:16. So we're off the record. So from the complainant's perspective, Attorney Baird, as you know, the complaint is already part of the administrative record, but what was attached to the complaint is not automatically part of the administrative record. So what I had 4 requests. The February 27th, 2016, March 3rd, 2016, March 16th, 2016, and March 23rd, 2016. Which of those, or all, which would you like to me to mark?
All of them.
Okay. Objection. Any objection to
Marking the request.
Yeah, the request. Do you want to take a, do you want me to pass?
No, February 27th, March 3rd, March 16th, March
Yes.
23rd. No objection to
Okay.
marking.
So give me a second and let me do that. So I'm going to do that as A, B, C, and D for the complainant. And I'm going to take it. Y'all have copies of that, right?
We do.
Okay, so I'm going to take it right out of my file then.
Give me chronological order.
Yes. So I'm going to see if I know I have those, I copied them. So. All right, so one. I'm going to read these in as soon as we go back on, so if anybody has any doubt about what's marked. So, A through D, Attorney Baird, what else do you have?
That's all we have right now.
Okay. All right, Attorney Leclerc, from your side?
Yes.
I say Leclerc.
Say it wrong.
All right. I always say Leclerc.
I know you
Okay,
do, it's Leclerc.
You got
Me
it.
too.
That's okay. We're off the record, so I can say it wrong. I'll say it right on the record.
Well, the record wouldn't show up anyways.
Well-
Once they transcribe it.
That's true. So, from the respondents, just making sure I'm off the same as I have them in my file. Yep, okay.
And I guess one question is how you want to handle this. You could take judicial notice of another file and exhibits in the file. Is that the easiest way? You just had another hearing. And one of the exhibits is a request that is relevant to this matter because what we will argue is duplicative. So can I just tell you the number and have you take judicial notice of the
Any
date exhibit in that matter?
Any objection? Do you have a copy for me to look at now?
I can make it. That's exhibit 2. Exhibit 2 for the last hearing.
I'll go make a copy if you want, just in case you're going to refer to it. I won't have it.
Probably we should have, maybe that's the easiest way, we should give you a copy of what was explained, and that is, I can give you a technical. I wrote on my copy, but I can, hold on.
So you wanted to say respondents 2 in this case as well?
No, that could be respondents 1.
Okay. So the C is silent.
Yeah. It's crazy fresh. And I'll give you a copy for I got a copy already.
Any objection, Attorney Baird, to, well, I'll have him pass it to you so you're clear about it.
Well, I have mine, but I just set it aside.
Looks like you guys had a really good time the last year.
We didn't finish. It's not over.
All right, more fun to come.
Yeah, I have it. I don't know. Do you have an extra copy? I mean,
No, I
yeah,
wrote
no,
it
I
over.
should. I'll keep it.
I'll go make a copy if you want me to make a copy. So you can keep it separate from the other file.
Here. This
All
should
right.
be it.
All right.
177. Here it is. I got it.
All right, did you,
Okay.
I just need the letter itself. I guess it's 503 on the
okay.
Here we go. Yeah, just-
Do you have anything else to mark?
Oh, I
Because
do, I
If
do.
you do, I'd make
You
it,
can, you don't, I don't need, that's fine. You may keep that.
I can keep it.
Yes.
Well, let's call it respondents 2. Is it the same?
Oh, just keep, oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
let's
okay.
keep
That's
it,
what you're
let's
doing.
keep it respondents 2. No objection, right, Attorney Baird?
I think it was complainants too in the last one, but either way,
All right, well,
that's good. Respondents too.
we're
in
going to
this
call
one.
it respondents 2, and we're going to hope you got another one, so I don't look crazy.
Yeah, it was claimants 2. This is respondents 2.
You got it. All right, so, what else you got?
Some correspondence to Mr. Curran.
Okay,
First is February 29, 2016. This would be the one, I assume.
yeah, no objection? Just give it a minute.
No, no, okay.
Well, this came up at the hearing we just did. I would need with the representation.
I can represent that the exhibits I'm handing out, letters from my office, are all letters sent to Mr. Curran, or emails sent to Mr. Curran.
You have an objection to that?
No.
So respondents one. We're gonna skip to 3 now. I thought that keeping the number the same would be helpful. Maybe it wouldn't be, I don't know. All right, what else you got?
Exhibit 3 is correspondence dated March 7, 2016 to Mr. Curran.
Okay? Any objection?
No.
All right, respondents 3.
Exhibit 4 would be correspondence dated March 3, 2016 to Mr. Curran. I do have a clean copy. of
This
exhibit
one
A.
on, because that was not on.
I do have exhibit 1, I'm sorry, we can make this exhibit 1. Exhibit 2, I apologize. That should be exhibit 2, it's a clean copy.
Oh, you want to switch what I have out?
Yeah, I can
All
go
right.
back, that actually goes in the file.
Okay. You want that back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, 1, 2, we're on 3, right? Is that right, or no?
No, you just marked.
We're on 4. Is there an objection to 4? The March 3rd letter?
No.
Okay, this one is 4.
Exhibit 5 would be my email of May 4th, 2016 to Mr. Curran.
Attorney Bear?
You know, I just have to say that I'd be more comfortable if we waited to mark this as full until Mr. Curran indicates that he received it, because otherwise, you know, we...
All right, I'll have Attorney LeClaire offer it on the record. What else? Anything else?
Exhibit 6, correspondence.
No, I'll put 5.
I'm sorry, this is 5.
Yeah. But if it messes you up, it doesn't matter. Okay. So this one will be 5 for when you're offering now?
5 is correspondence dated March 16, 2016 to Mr. Curran.
Okay. Any objection to that?
Again, I want...
Well, have him take a look at it. Did he receive it or not? I mean, it's directed to him. It's his address.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
No objection.
So we're going to mark, this one is going to be, did you receive the email as well? Have you received that email? Is there a problem with marking that?
I received it.
All right, so give me back the email.
So the email is 5.
Right, this one says 6, so I'm totally messing you up now. Whatever
Whatever you'd like to do, your pleasure.
Give me back the email.
Give me back the email.
Yeah. If you've received it and you don't have, but the question for you, Attorney Bear, is do you have an objection to it? Do you have an objection to the email coming in?
Well, no.
Okay.
No.
All right, so the email's 5. The March 16th letter is 6. Put it right over your 6 there.
April 27th correspondence to Mr. Curran.
All right.
7.
All right. Yeah, we're up to 7. We're up to 7.
Okay.
Any objection to 7?
No.
All right. Respondent 7.
Is this the copy that was actually sent to him? Or?
No, that's a copy, just a photocopy of the letter.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a different-
Okay, got it.
Different assisted photocopy of the file up.
Okay.
Copies differently. And 8 is correspondence to Attorney Roberts dated February 18, 2016.
I speak to that.
Objection?
I don't know if Attorney Roberts got it or not. I don't know
Right.
if that matters.
With the records, I think in the other case, based on my representation, we sent this to Attorney Roberts.
Right.
It came in, that goes to the missing.
You wanna do that on the record,
We
or
might
you
need to wait
do-
if we need to.
Right, well, if we could do that on the record,
Sure,
because I
sure.
can't.
I'll put that one on the record,
My client
please.
can't testify like that.
Anything else? Okay, so respondents 1 through 7, full evidentiary value. I'm going to go on the record. I'm going to describe what I've received. If I misdescribe it, please correct me. I'll ask counsel if I've described it accurately. At that point, I'll swear in anybody who's going to testify, and we'll start the hearing. Okay, so we are back on the record in docket number 2016-0286, marked as full exhibits thus far. Complainant's Exhibit A. Complainant's Exhibit A is a one-page document. It is from Mr. Curran. It's to Lieutenant Eller, and it is dated February 27, 2016. Complainant's Exhibit B is a one-page document from Mr. Curran to Lieutenant Eller, dated March 3rd, 2016. Complainant C is a one-page document. It's from Mr. Curran, it's to Lieutenant Eller, and it's dated March 16th, 2016. And Complainant's Exhibit D is a one-page document. It is from Mr. Curran, it is to Lieutenant Eller, and it's dated March 23rd, 2016. So far, so good. Respondents 1. Respondents 1 is a two-page letter. It's from Attorney LeClaire. It's to Mr. Curran. It's dated February 29th, 2016. Respondents 2 is a three-page document. It's a letter from Mr. Curran to Lieutenant Eller and the Freedom of Information Commission. Actually, no, it's just to Lieutenant Eller, but it's /FOIA. It's dated December 26, 2015. Respondents 3 is a one-page document. It's from Attorney LeClaire. It's to Mr. Curran. It's dated March 7, 2016. Respondents 4 is a two-page document from Attorney LeClaire. It's to Mr. Curran, dated March 3rd, 2016. Respondents 5 is a four-page email. It's from Attorney LeClaire. It's to Mr. Curran, and it's dated, the sent date on this email is May 4th, 2016. Respondent 6, it's a two-page document. It's from Attorney LeClaire. It's to Mr. Curran. It's dated March 16th, 2016. And Respondent 7, two-page document. It's a letter from Attorney LeClaire to Mr. Curran, dated April 27, 2016. So those are the documents, complainants A through D, respondents 1 through 7, that have been marked in this case. They have full evidentiary value. I've just described them. I'll ask counsel, have I described them accurately for the record?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Another document that...
Hold on.
Okay, all right. So at this point, anybody who's going to testify, would you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you give concerning the case now in question will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury, as the case may be?
I do.
Please be seated, and for the record, I'll start with you, Mr. Curran. Could you state your full name and spell your last name for me?
Thomas Curran, C-U-R-R-A-N.
Mr. Curran, did you just take an oath?
Yes.
Thank you. And Lieutenant Wrigley, can you state your full name and spell your last name for me?
Thomas Wrigley, W-R-I-G-L-E-Y.
W-R-I-G-L-E-Y.
Yes.
Is that right? And Lieutenant Ridley, did you just take it up?
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Curran and Attorney Baird, tell us what brings us here today.
Okay, Mr. Curran, if you would direct your attention to Exhibit A, the February 27th, 2016 letter. Is that a request that you made to Lieutenant Eller?
Yes.
Did you receive all emails sent and received by Officer Evan Saris from August 1st, 2012 through February 1st, 2013?
No, I didn't, and I also, I copied Attorney Leclerc on all these requests, so I sent to him.
Should I start over?
I think we got it, but you can you can ask them again. I think up is on, so I want to make sure. I don't want to have everyone come back for this.
With regard to Exhibit A, did you receive those emails you requested sent and received by Officer Evan Saris from August 1st, 2012 through February 1st, 2013?
No, I did not.
Did you receive any emails sent or received by Officer Evan Saris in response to your February 27th request?
No, I did not.
Did you make any other requests in that Exhibit A? Oh,
No.
okay. Moving on.
Well, I'm sorry, I did request a waiver of fees. And if they were exempt, please notify me. I received nothing.
And what was the basis for the information you provided in number 3 of Exhibit A? The last sentence before the signature line?
I was requesting a waiver because at the time I was indigent and could not afford an attorney. It would benefit the welfare of the citizens of Stratford. And the town has provided many materials to me over time at no charge.
And what response, if any, did you get to those 3?
All I got was an acknowledgement that they received this letter, that's all.
What date was the acknowledgement? Do you remember, Mr. Curran?
February 29th was the date of the letter.
So that was your only communication with the respondents, is that right? February 29th, 2016? From the respondents on this case?
They did notify me that there were items that were responsive to this request. They didn't identify them.
Well, when was that, though? After you filed your complaint?
No, it was,
Let me just be straightforward. When I went through the 4 requests, it seemed to me that, given the date that the complaint was filed, the first 2 seemed to be a little bit untimely in terms of establishing the commission's jurisdiction. So we had 4 separate requests, and when I look at the dates, my interest is that we have a complaint filed within 30 days of that last communication. So for A and B, I'm concerned with jurisdictional problem, but I've just put it out there for counsel.
they've never denied me, all right?
Right.
We're working on it. We
Right.
have documents. Go to
Right.
town hall, look at them. I would go
Right.
to town hall. The documents would not be there or would not be in completed form.
Right, but with an acknowledgement dated February 29, 2016, my concern is that the complaint with regard to all 4 of the requests that I think I'm going to hear about right now, that the acknowledgement date and the complaint date would be too far apart to establish jurisdiction over this one, and I'm thinking perhaps complainants B as well. But I just put that out there. Just to let you know where my mindset is.
Okay, I had a conversation when I filed this appeal with, I forget the woman's name, but she had a telephone conversation with me and with Attorney Leclerc, and I agreed to make one final trip to the town attorney's office to inspect what they represented to me was their response to this request.
Right.
And that
Well,
was
go
the
ahead, I don't
Mon-
want to,
that
I don't
was
want to
the- no,
interrupt
no, no,
your flow, I'm
that-
just,
That was the Monday after I met with you.
okay,
All right, so
so,
that, so, I can't get,
that's okay.
so, there's been ongoing, semi-ongoing communication, where they've represented they're either working on my request, or they have fulfilled it, go to the, town attorney's office and pick it up or look at it, which I would do, which I did several times, only to find out that they didn't fulfill the request. And for this particular, on these emails, they wanted me to give them $307.74 personnel time to retrieve these.
And what are you looking at? Do I have that in the record, Mr. Curran?
No, you don't get it. May 4th of 2016. It's an email.
That looks like it might be Exhibit
It might be
5.
part of their exhibit because it was all part of that email. Go to,
Right, but that communication from May 4th postdates the complaint, is that, the complaint in this case was filed on April 10th, 2016. So, that's okay. I mean, you're saying you made a request on February 27th, 2016. You're saying that they acknowledged it on February 29th, 2016.
yeah.
And my concern is that between February 29th, 2016 and April 10th, I need some communications about this, some way to establish that this April 10th complaint was filed within 30 days of your last communication, which from my perspective right now looks like it was on February 29th, 2016.
Just so the record's clear.
Yeah.
And, there was a response, it's still down to 30 days. If you look at Exhibit 3, it's a March 7th response,
March 7th.
and that advises that is response, and that is the last one, just so that you,
Is that the last communication regarding
prior
this?
to April, yes, that is correct.
Okay, so we have,
It's still outside the 30 days,
all right, so
just to be clear.
Exhibit 3. We have a March 7th, 2016 response. Okay, why don't you move on to, I mean, I don't mean to, I'm not going to rush you or anything, but tell me about
I
complainants
mean,
B.
there are numerous email, we've had a numerous amount of
Here,
email
I
exchange.
see all the paper on the table.
So if he had told me,
Lots and lots of
if he
paper.
had told me in his letter of February 29th that I'm not going to give it to you, I would have filed a complaint then. He led me to believe that the town was working on it, and it's going to take time.
Right, well, you know what? Let's just keep going, because we have 3 other requests to talk about. We've got a lot to do. It's 11:45. And I know you guys have been here since 9:30. Okay, so, Attorney Bear, I'm turning it back over to you. So we have
It's on
a,
March 3rd.
we're on the March 3rd. Got all my dates. So,
So in Exhibit A, did you request a fee waiver?
Yes, I did.
And I'm handing you a email dated March 24th, 2016. Is that an email that you wrote to Mr. Leclerc?
Yes, it is.
And what were you asking in that email?
It was based on my request. He was going to research it with the town and get back to me. Our telephone conversation told me he was going to be reviewing it with the town attorney. Brian, I understand, is the assistant. He was going to be reviewing it with town attorney Tim Bishop, which is why I copied him on that.
okay. Do I have that in the record?
I'm going to have to find 2 other copies. I know we have them. I think this may be. We have another packet. It's probably too long.
So what is it that you want to offer, so I know?
It's an email dated March 24th, 2016, which is within 30 days of April 10th, 2016, indicating a follow-up to the request for the fee waiver expressed in Exhibit A.
I don't think I have that letter, do I? I
No,
don't
it would
think
be
I
a new
have
exhibit.
that. Okay.
February 27th.
Great.
I would object that that's not related to the February 27th request. It's not responding to my email of March, of Exhibit 3, March 7th, or February 29th, Exhibit 1.
Let me take a look.
There are numerous requests that Mr. Curran makes.
Right, I can
How
see
do you figure
that.
that out? And that's not...
Well, I mean, but Mr. Curran's testifying under oath about this. Nobody's I mean, we had a representation by counsel, but Mr. Curran's testifying under oath about what that email was about, so it goes to
We were
wait.
having continuous ongoing discussions, both on the phone and in writing,
Secret letter dated 321.
that they were working on my requests.
It's not an exhibit. What letter dated 321 are you referring to, Mr. Curran, in this email? You said, Brian, I received your letter of 321.
Is letter 321?
I mean, I can see you're talking about a fee waiver, but I know I have 4 requests, and I know that there was a hearing that involved, I mean, I looked at both files just to review what's going on, and I think there's multiple requests in the case that was just heard.
Because on the case that was just heard,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about the other case.
Right.
What my
he
point is,
continuously made representations to me that
my
the items you asked for.
My question, Mr. Curran, is when you said to Attorney LeClaire, I received your letter dated 321, is that letter dated 321 related to complainant A? Is that what we were talking about in that letter?
I don't have that letter.
Well, I mean, as a matter of record, although I don't see it in front, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
The case we just heard, docket number 2016-0177, was filed on February 29, 2016. So that was already the subject of a complaint when this email dated March 21st, 2016
This email, right.
was
right,
drafted.
Right.
So if you look at Exhibits A through D, I don't see any other request in A through D for a fee waiver except in A.
Right, I agree with that.
So what else could the 3/24/2016 email, which the hearing officer doesn't have yet, be referring to when it says, were you going to address my fee waiver request? So that,
So is there a fee waiver request in any of the other ones?
no, I don't see.
No. there
Okay,
wasn't.
all right.
Can I have a minute? Can I have a minute?
Yes. Well, you know what, I know you objected to this, I'm gonna mark this document as complainant's exhibit E, just so I have it in the record.
For ID.
No, we already have A, B, C, D.
No, for ID. For identification.
No, I'm gonna mark it as an exhibit. A, B, C, we're on E, complainant's E. Who offered
Do
it?
you have a copy?
I do, right
You have a
here.
copy? Here's your copy. Okay.
Complainant's E is a one-page document. It's from Mr. Curran, it's to Attorney LeClaire, and it's dated 3/21. Actually, I have 2 dates here, March 24th and March 21st, so.
I think he's referring, that's Bray, that's the Bray.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so it's dated March 24th, 2016. And it's coming in with a red circle around the March 24th date. That's not what they're running. Okay, so what else? What else do I need to hear on complainants exhibit, on the first request? Never received anything, even to date? You haven't received any emails to date?
No.
Okay, all right. As far as I'm concerned, you can move on to the next one.
Okay, Exhibit B. You have that, I don't think you have that one marked, you can share one. You got it? Did you receive invoice numbers 80033 and 80108 from Breezy Point Garage to Curran PW?
No, I did not.
And do you have reason to believe those documents would be in the possession of the Stratford Police Department?
Yes, I do.
And what basis do you have for that belief?
They're written right into the police report, 1225768, which I attached to the request for them to reference.
Do you have a copy of that?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to ask that this be submitted as F.
So this is going to show me that these two invoices exist?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have invoices?
Let me read these for a second.
Sure.
Well, I have a couple of responses. Number one, this is also subject of Mr. Curran's FOI request, which is the marked Exhibit 2 in the case that was just heard a few minutes ago. It's December 26, 2015 request. Number 2, the statute of limitations, you are correct, has expired on this matter before this commission. Number 3, there are no such invoices, and I can elaborate on that in 1 second.
So am I looking at respondents 2 right now?
Yes.
Is this, let me ask Attorney Garrett, is this request for these invoices identical to a request that was made in another case? I'm asking your attorney, sir.
Let me double check. I'm checking because the other case involved a request concerning Breezy Point Garage that is broader and does not reference in particular
Does it say any and all records in the other case?
a copy of a warrant as well as Jim Curran's voluntary witness statement,
Incident concerning Breezy Point.
as well as the complaint statements by Breezy Point owner that were signed. So I do not see any specific invoices requested, although perhaps broadly interpreted you could state that, but Exhibit B in this case provides a number, two
Okay,
numbers
all
that
right.
would seem to be
All
able
right,
to lead.
but I don't need you guys to, I don't need the complainant to prove to me that the invoices exist. I need the respondents to explain to me why he didn't get them,
I
right?
think the answer to that
Well,
is-
no, when I pass the case. So I'm just trying to keep the record kind of, because I never know what will happen, so. I don't need that exhibit. I don't believe I need it to determine, I mean, if you want me to mark it, I will mark it. I'll put it in the record. Do you think that you want me to look
Yes.
at it? You want me to look at it? Give me, I'm after, because you know,
Right.
I'll mark it. I'll mark it. I don't
Do you
know.
have a copy?
Oh, is it two pages?
Yes,
All
2
right.
pages.
All right, I'm going to take it, I'm going to mark it, complainants. They are F, right? Complainants F? Okay. Complainants F is a 2-page document, it's entitled Stratford Police Department Case Incident Report. All right, so is it just 2? Yeah. Okay, so, back to the March 3rd, 2016 request.
Mr. Curran, with regard to Exhibit B, did you receive any canceled check or cash receipt from Curran VW to Breezy Point Garage or any document that demonstrates a loss by Curran VW?
No, I did not,
And why do you have the word loss in italics?
because it's specifically stated in the report, and that is the reason why they issued an arrest warrant for me.
Did you receive, in response to Exhibit B number 3, the voluntary signed statement from James Curran?
No, I did not.
Did you receive any response, or did you receive any explanation as to why you had not received number 3 in Exhibit B?
No,
Did you receive a copy of the warrant as requested in number 4 of Exhibit B?
no,
And as requested in number 5 of Exhibit B, did you receive all emails sent and received by Officer Alvin between 10/16/2012 and 10/20/2012?
those emails are at the town attorney's office.
Did you receive them? That's the question.
Yes.
Did you receive them?
I have not made copies of them, but they are at the town attorney's office.
Available to you?
Yes, they're
Okay.
available.
And did you receive or have these records been available to you as listed under number 5? All emails sent and received by Officer Alvin between 8/1/2015 and 8/31/2015.
Those are the ones I believe are available at the town's attorney's office. I know there is a folder with his emails, but when I went there and the entire request wasn't complete, I chose not to copy it.
Okay, so you think that the complainant's Exhibit 2, Part 5, you think that the emails responsive to that Part 5 are available?
I believe they
So
are.
complainant's B, Part 5.
Yeah, I believe they are.
Okay, all right.
And is there a reason why you have not obtained them?
Well, it was represented to me that my entire request had been completed, and if it was, along with other requests, I would have paid the $20 that they wanted and scanned everything. But since the request wasn't complete, I chose not to.
And could you explain what you mean by $20 for a scan? What was your understanding?
Well, my understanding was if I had made a request to scan documents, that I could go in there once and scan whatever documents they had to fill my request, the $20 would cover. When I would make a request, I would go there would be 3 pages out of 50 made available to me, and they'd want the $20 for the 3, then they'd want me to come back for the remaining 47, and
2 questions for complainant's B. In the first line, it says, attached as a reference is Stratford Police Department Report 12000257768. Is that what I've already marked in this case? Is that what you've offered and I've marked as complainant's?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Exhibit
Yep.
F. Okay. Thank you.
So I attached the report so I knew exactly what to look for.
Second question, where is the request? When I read this, I thought it was a request for copies, not a request for a scanning session. So
Either or.
no, but where is it in this request, complainant's B, that the respondents would know you wanted a scanning session? It's not in there, right? You didn't say.
Not in that, I didn't
Okay.
spell it out in that specific request, but we've had,
I-
dozens of correspondence and phone conversations
Okay.
regarding that.
If you would refer, if I can interrupt you, Exhibit 5, Respondents 5,
Yes.
page 3.
Yes.
In responses, we indicate to Mr. Curran that certain documents do not exist. The emails that he's speaking of that are at the town attorney's office, we offer him the opportunity to scan them.
Okay.
Even though he didn't specifically request to be provided him the opportunity to inspect them, we tell him he can do 3 things. He can inspect them, he can get copies of them by paying a fee,
Right.
or he can scan them should he choose.
Okay.
So we
All right.
provide all 3 options,
All
whether they
right.
request it or not, routinely.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So respondents, complainants B. Moving to C.
receive from the town after your March 16, 2016 request reports, warrants, arrest records, witness statements listing you as a suspect in any case involving vandalism or damaging a family member's vehicle at any time?
No, I did not.
Do you know if any responsive records were made available to you?
No, they weren't.
Was there a reason provided to you why they were not made available?
No.
Moving on to Exhibit D. Did you attach a Stratford Police Department report to your request dated March 23rd, 2016, Exhibit D?
Yes, I did.
And why did you attach a report?
Just as an easy reference for them to look at the report and say, okay, this is what the officer said. It must be somewhere.
Do you have a copy of that report today with you?
Yes, I do.
So this is a different report, I don't have it yet, is that right?
Right, it seemed to not, either it wasn't provided with the complaint.
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, it didn't make it into it. But I would ask that it be admitted because it was part of the request submitted to the Stratford Police Department. Okay, I'll provide that to council first.
Sure.
There's another copy.
Okay,
Are you
complainants,
marking this as a separate appointment?
complainants G, yeah. Where's my copy?
Just four.
She gave me two, so
I
one.
did.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so complainants G is a one-page document. It's got the number 13 in red, and it's got a couple of red lines on it that I did not put there. It's coming in that way, and it's a full exhibit.
Did you put the red markings
Yeah.
on Exhibit G?
Yes.
Sure.
And was Exhibit G attached to Exhibit D when you sent it to the Stratford Police Department?
Yes, it was.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks.
Going back to Exhibit D.
So we're on Exhibit D, which
We
is
are.
the fourth request dated March 23rd, 2016, correct?
Did you receive, in response to your request in Exhibit D, all reports, documents, etc., which were turned over to office, but you meant Officer Corbett
Corbett.
on 10/24/2013?
No, I did not.
Do you know if they were made available to you?
No, they weren't.
Did you receive a copy of the phone records for Officer Corbett's town-issued cell phone for the dates of 9/1/13 through 10/3/13?
No, I did not.
Do you know if they've been available to you?
No, they weren't.
Did you receive a statement of Paul Gear?
No, I did not.
Okay, did you receive all emails sent and received by Officer Corbett between 9/1/13 and 10/31/13?
No, I didn't.
Did you receive all documentation related to the attached complaint I filed against Officer Corbett on 12/30/2013?
No, I did not.
That should mean attached, right? I thought maybe it was some sort of attaché or something. I
Yeah,
wasn't
I
sure what
wrote
it meant,
attached.
so I circled it. Attached. Okay, I wrote attached, but then
And
I...
here's the complaint.
Okay.
Did you attach a complaint that you filed against Officer Corbett to Exhibit D when you submitted it to the Stratford Police Department?
Yes, I did.
What did you attach? I'm sorry, sir.
This is the complaint I was referencing when I asked for the backup documentation.
Is this the attached complaint you referred to
Yes,
in Exhibit D?
yes.
Subsection 5, right?
Right.
That's where we are.
There you go. That's for Carol.
Is this my copy?
This-
Yes.
So just for me.
Just for you.
Yeah, so can I mark this as complainant's H?
Based on his testimony, that's,
H, okay. So complainant's H is it's a actual cover letter, one-page cover letter from Mr. Curran to the chief, Ridenour, am I saying that right?
good now.
Ridenour, and a three-page attachment concerning a citizen complaint and officer recognition form, is that right? No. Complainant's H. And it was attached to complainant's D when it was sent in for, when you made that request, is that
Yes.
right? Oh, all right. So,
Regarding the 5 requests that we've just gone through in Exhibit D, do you know if any of those responsive records have been made available to you?
No, they have not.
just for the record, I usually always say this, the Exhibit H is coming in with some red marks that I didn't put there, okay? Just so it's clear.
Or on Exhibit H, did you make the red marks?
Yes.
Thank you. Drawing on my exhibits, okay.
And
Highlighting important stuff. Makes it easier for you to read.
Thank you.
why did you submit Stratford Police Department report number ending in 31587 with Exhibit D?
It just supports what I was asking for. It does exist and should be available.
Going briefly back to Exhibit C,
Yes.
you put in italics the word suspect. First of all, did you receive any responsive documents listing you as suspect?
No.
And are you quoting another document when you put the word suspect in italics on Exhibit C?
Yes, I am.
And what document are you quoting from?
It's actually a Fairfield Police Department report where an attorney by the name of David Levine makes a sworn statement to that effect.
But that's a whole different police department. You're not gonna offer that document, are you? I don't need that document. I don't think I need it. I mean,
Well, let me ask him, can I ask him why he wants?
sure.
Yeah. Well, and how does the fact that the word suspect is in a Fairfield Police Department report relate to your request to the Stratford Police Department in Exhibit C?
An attorney by the name of David Levine specifically stated that I was a suspect for damaging and vandalizing a family member's vehicle in Stratford.
Okay, but who's the officer that said that, or the attorney? You said the attorney, an
Attorney.
attorney?
I think the attorney complained about this to Fairfield Police, is that correct? Was the attorney the complaining victim?
Yes.
And
Okay.
he went to the Fairfield Police, apparently.
but he made reference to what should be a Stratford Police Department-ish matter, accusing me of vandalizing a family member's vehicle, being a suspect. So I'm looking for that report.
So there was a statement made by others that there was.
Right, but it was made in a separate jurisdiction. I mean, it was made by an officer or an attorney in another jurisdiction, and then the complainant requested something from this police department, and we're going to find out if they have it, why they didn't give it to you, or if they don't have it. I don't need that document. I'm good. Thank you. Good.
Let's see what happens. We're done.
All right. Questions for Mr. Curran? He sounds surprised.
Good afternoon, Mr. Curran.
1208.
I'll go in chronological order to try to simplify this for the hearing officer. With regard to your, and this is not waiving our right to claim that the first two requests, February 27th and March 3rd, are both barred by the statute of limitations, giving this commission jurisdiction to the inception. Sir, in response to your request of February 27th, 2016, and in that request you were seeking emails from officer, sent and received by Officer Saris, correct?
Correct.
You received our correspondence of February 29th, 2016, which is Exhibit 1, correct?
It's the acknowledgement, right?
Yes, it says Exhibit, yes.
I think you testified.
Oh, yes, the acknowledgement that you received my complaint, yes, that I received.
Then, sir, on March 7, 2016, you also received correspondence from our office, and this is Exhibit 3, referencing a number of your requests, emails between Officer Saris and Christopher Curran or any other police officer, emails between Attorney David Levine and Officer Saris or any police officer, emails between James Curran and Officer Saris or any police officer, emails between Attorney Brick and Mr. Saris or any other Stratford police officer, and all emails sent and received by Officer Evan Saris from August 1, 2012 to February 1, 2013, correct?
I really need to find the exhibit before he testifies to it. We just
Here,
can't do that
take
now.
mine.
There we go. There's the official one.
And sir, it appears that the fifth item that I addressed in that correspondence was this specific request of February 27, 2016, correct?
It appears.
And we advised you of the cost involved in providing that document, correct?
Now you
Last paragraph, sir,
you
$307.74.
provided me an estimate to begin a process so that you could provide it. You didn't say you had the actual emails themselves. You wanted me to forward you a fee for labor,
And we indicated...
which we had a phone conversation about also, if you remember, and I told you that that was not a billable item.
Sir, we provided the cost to you in that correspondence, correct?
Objection as to
The document
the
speaks
word
for
cost.
itself. The
Yeah.
document will speak
You
for
want to pass
itself.
it back? Does he need it still?
No,
I
he
still,
does not
I
need
like to
it.
keep it.
Sir, the hearing officer may wonder why I also addressed 4 other email requests that you made. Is that because you had made other freedom of information requests to the Town of Stratford Police Department in addition to the Saris emails from August 2012 to February 2013?
I don't understand the question.
If you look at Exhibit 3, it appears that we addressed 5 different requests for email. You see that?
Yeah,
We agree that the first 4 items that are addressed in that correspondence are there because you also requested those specific emails from the Town of Stratford?
yes,
You've made a number of requests over the past few years to
Thank
the
you.
Town of Stratford, correct?
yes.
So looking at your March 3rd, 2016 request, and again without waiving our right to claim, which we do, this is also barred by the statute of limitations. So this request is for certain invoices, etc. Is that correct?
Yes.
I refer you to Exhibit 4. Strike that.
Sure. Exhibit 4?
Yes. Sir, you provided a copy of that police report in connection with this as well, 768, is that correct? Which would be Exhibit F, your Exhibit F, 1225768.
I wasn't provided a copy of this report as a result of my letter of March 3rd, if that's what you're asking.
You provided a copy to the town, correct?
Yes, I did.
With the request.
This is your request I'm talking about. So you got a copy of that report from the police department, did you not?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the same story, part of the
Well,
last.
let's just answer the question. When you made your request, which is your second one, are we talking about the second one now?
Yes, we are.
When you made that request, did you provide a copy of Complainant's Exhibit F to go along with the request?
I provided 2 copies
Of
because they were different.
Complainant's Exhibit F?
Correct.
2 copies of Complainant's Exhibit
Is that
F?
the outbound report?
This is the one ending 5768.
Yes. I provided 2 copies because if you put the 2 side by side, they're different,
Okay.
which is why I couldn't rely, I didn't know which one to rely on. That's why I was looking for a fresh one. Here is, you have the one that you have?
Yes.
Here's the same numbered report that is different. This came up in the last hearing. There are numerous reports that I've gotten at separate times where the reports are different.
Well, one is a case/incident report. I don't know. Let me pass this to you, Attorney Claire.
Are you asking me that question?
They offered this document. I think they are offering it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Curran is suggesting that
This is different from Exhibit F somehow.
it's
Is your-
it's a different, and on office, the lieutenant will testify it's because the department switched software, so it's going to appear to be different.
Okay.
No, there's specific wording that's different.
Printed.
And one report says there's a warrant, one report says there isn't. I have numerous reports that are different. That's why I've asked, I wanted fresh copies.
Well, there's a redaction on the report, which that information was redacted from one version of this report.
Okay.
The arrest warrant had been issued from Mr. Curran. And it may be because of the source of the request, where this request came from. It may, be redacted as to one requester and not to another requester.
Okay, but do I really need both
I don't think
incident
you do.
reports?
Well, they are distinctively different. That's why I sent them both.
They're not different at all.
Boy, if the witness could point out what's different.
But how does that help me? But how does it help me having
It's not wrong, it's
two copies of this report ending
Because,
5768?
because you specifically asked me, did I have copies prior to this request?
No, I think the question was, when we went down this rabbit hole, the question was that when you issued Complainants B, which is the
I can tell you, I see what that is.
March 3rd, 2016 request, did you enclose a copy of the incident report?
I enclosed 2.
And that's the answer, and that's how we got
There's
here.
here's the difference in the report, I can explain.
I'm going to call this one F1, I'll call that one F2.
And the officer will
We can-
explain, or I can explain, it's a case number, it's not a report number, it's an incident.
Well, I don't want to switch over to this. I want to do the cross, and then I want to pass the case.
We will address the incident.
So I'm going to take that.
This is my copy, isn't it?
Yes, one of them, I think I passed you my copy.
I didn't get a copy.
You didn't get a copy.
Oh,
So this is going to be Complainants. One report is F1, and the other
How many
complaint,
copies you want? Right.
Just one, just so we have. a
the other one is
complete summary
F2.
market.
I just think, since we've talked about it, and, okay, so the question I think that Attorney Claire asked was, did you enclose a copy of the incident report? The answer is you enclosed
Yes, I
2.
did.
Back to Attorney
Yeah,
Leclerc.
that's right.
Okay.
F1 and F2.
You indicated that this came up in the earlier hearing. We discussed the same report and the same information in the hearing this morning. Isn't that correct, Mr. Curran?
We discussed it only to justify why I asked for reports that you claimed I already had in my possession, and I told you I couldn't rely on them.
Okay, all
So
right.
this was discussed this morning. I'm going to refer you, Mr. Curran, for this request, this March 3rd request, to Exhibit 5, page 3. Actually, start at the bottom of page 2. Am I correct that the information you requested in your March 3rd request, the 2 invoices from Breezy Point, a canceled check, voluntary statement, warrant, and emails are all addressed as paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on pages 2 and 3 of our response to Exhibit 5.
Now, Exhibit 5, just to make clear, is a March 3rd, 2016 letter?
No, it's a May 4th, 2016 email.
It's an email, yeah.
That was right. There we go.
So it's the bottom of page 2.
And the top of page 3. There are 5 numbered paragraphs, Mr. Curran. Those match your request, albeit sent after the appeal was taken. They match your request of March 3rd, correct?
Yeah, but then again, you're just acknowledging my request.
Well, no, in fact, it's not acknowledging. Doesn't it not say, as to the first 4 requests, copies are not available for inspection or copying?
It says not currently available.
Should they become available, we will advise you accordingly. Have you been advised they've become available?
This says not currently available.
Have you been advised that they've become
You
available?
gotta answer the
Oh,
question.
no,
Mr.
no, I
Curran.
have not.
So one would assume, okay, so they're not available. And then we then address the Officer Albin emails, is that correct?
Correct.
And you're given a price to get those documents, correct? We advise you that they're available, 185 pages are available for inspection or for free, copying for $92.50, and scanning for $20. Isn't that correct?
That's what this says, but they were not at the town attorney's office when I went there to inspect them.
Have you ever gone back, Mr. Curran?
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm sorry. Al Bowen's emails are there.
Okay.
Al Bowen's emails are there. We just went over this.
Yes, we did. It's all starting familiar. Okay.
Let's move on to your next request, sir, your March 3rd request. I apologize, your March 16th request, which would be C.
Okay.
Sir, in that request, you seek, among other things, any records listing you as a suspect. Is that correct?
Correct.
Sir, that is the same request you made in December 26, 2015 that's subject to the earlier hearing today. Is that correct? And I'll refer you to Exhibit 2. Your request made in that case, which is the subject of this morning's hearing. Right on the second page, any report listing me as suspect. Any report listing me as arrested.
This second request of March 3rd, or March 16th, was after you directed me to the town attorney's office with the representation that my December request was filled.
But what was it?
So is it a duplicate? Yes, it is. But the reason I repeated it again to you is because you told me, hey, it's at the town attorney's office, go get it, go copy it. I got there, it wasn't there, so I assumed I would have to put it back in writing.
Well, did Attorney Leclerc say that the responsive records to this particular request, the March 16, 2016, were available, or did he say the records you wanted are available without
He told me
specifying?
the records dating to the December request were available.
Okay.
And when I went there and found that they weren't, I repeated it.
Okay, so is
this is, yeah,
Attorney,
it
let me
is.
just, is Attorney Siegel going to address this issue in her case as well?
She is.
Well, we're not done
We're
with
not
that.
sure,
Oh,
we're not
okay.
done with
All
that.
right, that's okay then. We'll find out if they have them, and if they do, we'll find out why they didn't go to it. I'm
Mr. Curran,
glad to do it.
you have large piles of papers in front of you. You've requested a number of reports and have provided a number of reports over the years for the Stratford Police Department, correct?
Correct.
And you were advised with regard to you being a suspect in any case involving family members of a family member's vehicle via email dated May 4th, which is Exhibit 5 on page 3, that all reports listing you as a victim, arrestee, witness, offender, driver, or suspect, as such terms are used on the case incident reports, have previously been available to you, made available to you. Is that correct? So you just have a, is that correct?
Show me where you're
Right. All payment.
You were telling me that they have been made available, I know, and I'm saying they have not.
Do you have any evidence that a report that would fit within the category has not been given to you, sir, other than you believe there are more complaints pending against you than we're withholding?
Well, earlier you asked the hearing officer to take your word as a commissioner of the court that your word is as good as gold, and I'm going to refer to this attorney, David Levine, who's also a commissioner of the court, making a statement to the Fairfield Police Department claiming a report exists that lists me as a suspect.
Okay, I don't know, I don't understand that answer,
I think
but,
he does.
If I could explain, at the last hearing and this hearing, I raised an objection that there was no witness here to.
that wasn't my hearing though, right?
At this hearing, I raised an objection that,
At this hearing?
no.
Right.
No, I understand. You made a
He's
request.
asking-
Let me
he's-
just simplify this for you.
He's questioning my
You've
credibility is
asked-
what he's
You
doing.
can't talk over me. You've asked for any reports, warrants, arrest records, naming you as a suspect.
Correct.
You're saying to me as a hearing officer, you didn't get anything in response. We're gonna find out why when the case is passed.
Okay.
But I know we're on cross, so,
Yeah, I would also like to add, again, I have the same report numbers
right,
that are worded differently.
right.
So
I'm gonna look
I
at
don't,
that.
I don't know what,
Right.
I mean, you
But we have a
you
witness,
have,
we have a sworn witness on their side too, and I'm gonna find out what they gave you, what they withheld, what they redacted, or what doesn't exist.
Okay.
And so, but you gotta wait, you're on cross. It's Attorney Leclerc's turn. Hold on. We did A, B, and C, I think,
Right, now we're to D.
Okay.
And for D, sir, in general, that is your request concerning cell phone records for Attorney Corbett, emails from Attorney Corbett, complaint, attached complaint from Attorney Corbett, etc. Correct, sir?
yes,
And referring you again to Exhibit 5, specifically page 3, those requests concerning Attorney Corbett are all addressed on behalf of the town in our email. You were advised that Mr. Corbett does not have a town cell phone, so there are no cell phone records from a town cell phone. Regarding a complaint, the document was available for inspection for free, or to pay 50 cents for a copy, or to scan it for $20 as the statute provides. Isn't that correct?
these documents are not at the town attorney's office at this point in time, and they weren't when you sent me this letter. What you said to me is, these items you've already gotten. And based on the fact that I've got the report with two different versions of it, I can't rely on those. That's why I wanted to know.
That's not what, where does he say you already have them? In the report, if you read the
It
response.
says these items
Are not
have
currently-
all previously been made available to you, and they have not. These have not been made available to me. They're not at the time.
I'm looking at the bottom paragraph. Am I looking at the right spot? In response to the first and third sentences, the documents are not currently available for inspection or copying. If they become available, we'll advise you. No such cell phone, there's no cell phone records. Officer Corbett was not issued a phone during the period requested. For the emails from September 1 to October 31st, there's no records
Okay,
available.
I see what you're
You
reading.
see what I'm reading?
Yeah, I see what you're reading.
They're not saying you already have them.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the paragraph above. I'm sorry.
All right. So you want to amend your answer to the question?
Repeat the question?
What was the question, Mr. Leclerc? I can try, but
I was just trying to have Mr. Curran confirm that we did respond to this, advising that the documents either don't exist or he can go and get the document that was available.
correct?
I don't necessarily agree with his interpretation.
No.
But
Well,
if we were
Yeah, I
to
got
meet
it.
at the town attorney's office this afternoon, these documents would not be there with the other stuff.
well, we're going to find out what they have. We're going to find out right now, okay? Are you all set?
And you can ask my witness, the records, yes, I have no more questions.
Okay.
And I can ask him that, that's the question you want to know. Have,
1 second though. Attorney Barron, can I pass the case?
Well, I need to follow up on the question about Exhibit 5.
All right, so go ahead, follow up, and then I'll pass the case. Exhibit 5.
I'm handing you a document that, should we mark, can you find a couple more of these?
Yes.
You want to ask questions about Exhibit 5?
There was a follow-up email from Mr. Curran to Exhibit 5. May 4th.
Exhibit 5 is May 4th.
Yeah, but there's another email from Mr. Curran to Mr. Leclerc, also May 4th, in response to Exhibit 5.
Got it right here. There's actually a couple. February 24th. Was that? No, okay. Got it.
Okay, well, we have this document,
Pass it to Attorney Leclerc.
okay, and we're gonna find another copy.
Okay. Well, just so we all have this in our minds, this is supposed to be a 90-minute hearing, and we are an hour and a half in. I'd like to finish, though. I'd like
It may
to.
take a while, might continue this one too, and coordinate with the other one, if each do the same day, does that make more sense?
Well, let's let the
When
complainants.
they rest, I mean, we're gonna be a while, I think.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that makes more sense.
What is this?
Do you have anything, this is what?
Yeah,
This is
I
May
have one for the
4th.
hearing officer.
May 4th. Is that what you? It would
Oh, I
be?
have the same one.
All right.
It can't be the same.
Yeah. Do you
Right.
have an objection to this being marked?
Let me see the document.
No.
I have no objection.
All right. So it's complainants I. Complainants I. One-page document dated, it's an email from Mr. Curran to Attorney Leclerc dated May 4th, 2016. Okay, counsel.
Okay.
Attorney Barron.
With regard to Exhibit I,
Yes.
Here.
Yeah.
here it is.
I don't know. She found it. Red marks on there. Mr. Curran put that on there?
Did you put the red marks on?
Yes,
Exhibit
yes.
All right, okay. Don't think I'm drawing on my exhibits.
If you could look at Exhibit 5, that's dated May 4th, 2016 at 4:40 p.m. Did you draft Exhibit I in response to Exhibit 5?
Yes, I did.
And what was your response?
Well, I was addressing basically his representation that he fulfilled my requests, and the documents that I asked for were available to me at Town Hall. I went to Town Hall several times.
Right.
Reviewed what they had, and they were not there.
Right, right.
It's all-
I understand there were records there. I also understand they weren't exactly the records you had hoped would be there, but we need to know why what was there. And that reason could either be, one, because they were withholding them, or two, because they don't exist. And so I understand you were not pleased with what you found to be there when you went there, but we need to know why the records that you found there were the only records that you found there, right? I mean, that's the question.
The only records that were there that were that I thought were responsive to my request were the emails from Albone.
Right.
Albone.
Right. And I think that's clear in the record too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
None of this other stuff.
But I understand, you were hoping there'd be different records, you think there should be other records. We're gonna find out why, I don't know if we're gonna find out today.
I just wanted what I asked for, that's all.
I understand. So, you rest? You're all
Rest.
set? You rest,
I'm
okay.
gonna
I
rest.
recommend given the hour we continue, perhaps the same day as we continue the previous hearing.
Objections to that?
So we do this all at the same time, it might be more efficient.
No objection.
Okay, so complainant's case in chief is in. We're gonna we're going to continue this. And
Your staff maybe can coordinate with Attorney Siegel.
sure, I was hoping to get it done, but, okay, so we'll go off the record at 12:32. I can go over everything I have, and I'll have the complainant's case, you know, well understood, and then I'll turn it over to you, Attorney Leclerc, when we come back. Okay?
Thank you.
With the agreement of council, we'll go off at 12:33. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, thank you.
I feel bad because we got Lieutenant Wrigley here, and we didn't, I know, we didn't get to say anything. And also, do you really want to come back? Do you really want to come?
no choice.
Yeah, well, you can come and tell. That's 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
And we'll never get back.